What did you say to the pikes? Oh, that's not what I told you to say, is it? No. I told you to tell the pikes that we would make Jabba's shipment by the next cycle. And now we are in a bit of a bind because I have to expedite the process, which means I lose money, which means you lose money. So, are you happy you got that one wrong? Yeah, I'm sure it won't happen again after this time and last time. It's so hard to find good work these days, or good workers. You deal with the syndicates. We deal with the Pikes, Black Sun, the Huds, Crimson Dawn even, and yet figure it out. Get it done. And I don't want to hear from you again until it is, or until someone tells me that something happened. So, get out of my sight before something happens, before you can return to me. I will put a bounty so high on your head that even Jabba himself might become a bounty hunter. Okay? How much of that did you overhear? Oh, fantastic. Well, I've seen your face before, so I haven't had any issues since seeing your face, so I like that about you. How can I help you today? You found more antiques to show me. Okay. And this time will you be spending your credits here, or no? Alright. Fair enough, I guess. You can spend them however you like. Be more inclined to enjoy your presence next time if you do spend your credits here. Clearly I'm looking for good help if it ever crosses the threshold of my door one of these days. But hey, let's see what you got. You have got a lot of stuff. Okay. Not going to messy up any of my products. So, how have you been since we last interacted? That was you. You pulled that job. Incredible. They tell stories around here about that job getting pulled. Interesting. Well, we might have more in common than I initially thought. So, let's take a look here at all of the antiques that you brought me. I'm sure items that were legally obtained in some fashion. No, I'm kidding. I don't particularly care. Alright, let's analyze this stuff. This one very much intrigued me when I first saw it. We've got a replica of the old Camino training facility. You do not see these around too much anymore. And this is by something called LEGO. We've got clone cadets. And that is good for the overall set. We've got this training droid. What else do we have? We've got, okay, some towers and defenses. Alright, this really tells a full story. That's one of Ahsoka's, I know it. You don't remember Tano from the Clone Wars. Well, it was quite some time ago. And not everybody was around back then. And not everybody back then has made it to now. My species lives much longer than the average human, so... Okay, so this is not a weapon. Then what are we dealing with here? Is this a mechanized suit? What in the world are we dealing with? Well, regardless, we do have the sentry gun, barricade, some weapons, really everything you would want from this type of artifact. This is apparently 40765, which is interesting. There are 190 pieces to this set, which is quite a few. Not too many, but a few. Got the old Star Wars moniker on it. I very much am interested in this one, so I will set this off to the side near me, and we will talk price afterward, okay? And I might have a special deal for you. Alright, next up, we seem to have a bit of dust once again. I seriously don't know where you get this stuff. But it says Lego Star Wars, the video game, which is very interesting to me because we see those same figures from the Camino training facility, but now apparently they're in a game. Let's see. Make sure these aren't just stickers you plastered on. Okay. It seems to be all legitimate here. I use this side to just gauge whether the traction of the originality is there. It appears to be so. We've got STA. Yes. Apparently, whatever the PlayStation 2 is. What are we dealing with? We've got episodes 1, 2, 3. We've got some very old stuff here. Where do you find original Galactic Republic stuff like this just lying around? It is so hard to get your hands on this kind of stuff. We had a whole empire between then and now. Mandalore was lost and retaken how many times? All the characters, all the action, all the fun. Is this another one of those video games like the last one you showed me? The, Outlaws? Yes. But not quite. What do you mean? Okay. Set that down. What? Why can't I open it? No, you don't dictate this. I will be opening it. Seriously? Are we for real right now? You're trying this again. I'm just going to hand that back to you immediately. But, you know what, just leave it there for a moment. I do like the guts you've got on you, trying to swindle me twice. Very interesting. We're going to move on, but I like you. Here we have the Phantom Menace. This couldn't be talking about Maul, could it? You know, the crime lord. Oh my gosh, it is. Look how young he looks. And Binks. Oh my gosh. You know, rumor has it, Binks is still around. A lot of people say he discovered the potion of immortality. I don't know if it's a potion per se, but something is sketchy with this guy right here. Alright, every generation has a legend. Oh, this is the documentary of the Trade Federation. Okay, over on Naboo, right. Oh, this is where Skywalker enters the fray. Yes. Remember the Chosen One prophecy the Jedi were always talking about? That's him as a boy. This is the old Jedi Knight, or Jedi Master. It's very... I don't think he was ever... Was he ever a master? I don't know. Here's his Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi, though. And here is Queen Amidala. Now that is a name I have not heard in a very long time. This says it is the special collector's edition. We've got Kenobi and Jin on the side here. This right here is an old pod racer legend in the Boonta Eve Classic named Sebulba. Right here is little Anakin Skywalker. He was a local boy. And we've got Maul, Kenobi again, Jin again, and of course, Binks. I'm very interested in this now. A lot more interested in the game you showed me, that's for sure. Let me look here. I've got a very specific tool to see in the deepest parts of what you're showing me. Okay, that's something. I really like what I'm seeing here. Oh, this is in very good condition. The outside case, not so much, but this is fine handiwork indeed. I really like what I'm seeing here. Yes, and then Maul on this side. Let me see if you don't mind. Yep, it is in there. And the runtime is 133 minutes. Quite a long time for a documentary, but not unheard of. Alright, this one has been holding my eye for a moment here. We've got a medical droid. This appears to be just the blueprints of the three-dimensional model that one would see. Let's really just stand that right there so we can both see what we're dealing with here. Now, I'm going to use some very specific tools to see if this has been tampered with. switching over. Okay. Let's see if this is a fake. No, seems to be on there just as factory intended it to. And going back to another tool here. Okay. I need the other side here. Interesting. Very interesting. Yes, okay. Let's look at the other side. We've got Zuckus right here. Luke Skywalker on Endor. Yoda, former Jedi Grandmaster from Dagobah. Princess Leia from Hoth. Luke Skywalker, hooded. Garindan, the Empire spy. They had so many, it's hard to keep track of how you pronounce all their names. They were so sophisticated. Love giving very mechanical names to anybody and everybody. I do like this as well. And because your game had a book in it, it kind of intrigues me. That's why I said don't take it back quite yet. But I'll set that over on my pile for now. Maybe we can come to some sort of arrangement for all of this if it comes down to it. Here we've got Qui-Gon Jinn's Force Ghost. How in the world were they able to quantify what a Force Ghost would look like? Yet here he is. Why, at the time, do you think that they did all this? You know, like the memorabilia, the figures. Was it some sort of marketing plan for the New Republic when it came about, if it came about? That was never guaranteed during the Empire. Got Jinn over here, as you can see. Let's flip this over and see what we're dealing with. Lots of security measures all around, so that is a good sign. Shows me that you nor anybody before you has tried to tamper with it, and that is something I typically appreciate. And that seems like it's in good order. Okay. I also like this one. So, I'm going to set it back over on my side while we look at this final piece of history that you brought me. You really can't find this anymore. It is the first in a set of 3 biographies written about Queen Amidala and her transition into senator. This here is the senator side, where this is the more queen side. Amidala Naberi. berry. She kept the Amidala name, surprisingly. Maybe it's some political thing. I'm not sure. I had thought I would go back to Tatooine, Padme admitted, to help the people there. You could have more of an impact if you were in the Senate, Irte said. You could help more planets than just Tatooine. The Senate takes years to get anything done, Yane argued back. You would get more done with a good ship and connections on Tatooine. They would have squabbled then, which was something that almost never happened in Padme's presence. Had Sabe not leaned forward. If only, she said, you knew of a way to be in two places at once. You have got a very interesting piece of history here. I would love if you could find me the other two books by the next time you come back. I will be buying this, I can guarantee it. But let's start to talk price. Alright? Alright. Alright then. I think we can come to some sort of deal. You've got a lot that I liked. Loved this one here. It's so sophisticated as a, piece of history. A piece of history that is long gone now. So, let's talk price. How much for this piece specifically? A trade. Okay. For what? Look around. Anything is on the table for the right deal. You're going to have to give me more than just this if you think you're going to get that. No. You could give me everything that you've shown me here. And you're still going to have to add credits to it. More than even I gave you last time. That is a genuine Jedi lightsaber. We don't just give those out for trades. So, be more reasonable. What's your price? That's your price. Well, I love a good haggle. You're not getting the lightsaber, but I will offer you. You seem like a solid person. So I will offer you 25% more than I would usually offer most clients. And this is the part that should be intriguing. I will offer you a singular contract for work. It will not be heavy on information. It will be a very easy job. It will be very low stakes. But it could be your in if you're looking for one. Okay. Deal. Well, clearly a handshake will need more than that. Everybody here heard you. The cameras heard you. The audio was picked up. We know your face. We know where you live. And that is not a threat. That's a promise. But we do this with all of our contract workers. Maybe someday you can enter the fray and no longer be contracted, but an inside person for us. A personal employee, if you will, making more than any other bounty hunter or smuggler would possibly make on contract work. Okay. Good. Good. Prove to me that you are a good worker. Because if you don't, I'm not dealing with another one of them. They frustrate me to no end. But they are family. You are not. So, be on your best behavior with this very simple task I give you. Okay. Alright. Then, how much for this again? Okay. Good, that can be done. And how much for the blueprints for the medical droid? Okay. Interesting. I don't mind such a purchase of that magnitude. We did have the game, but you can't outswindle a swindler. And at the end of the day, I really like that you keep trying, though. We do have this interesting little piece of documentary of the time of young Skywalker, Kenobi, Amidala back when she was queen. We had this memorabilia of Qui-Gon Jinn, the Jedi Knight never turned Jedi Master. And then the biography of Queen Amidala. So, how much for all of it, let's say? We're being mighty reasonable today, aren't we? I like that. You heard a job was on the table and you adapted. I've got a good feeling about our future work together. Well, would you like to pay with that new Galactic Republic, what's it called, like the credit thing? Yes, do you have your card? Thank you. Just go ahead and tap the card. I don't know why credits were fine and transfers were way better. And basically you're going to see this show up as a personal loan or personal payment, let's say, because there is no way that I am going to come across to the new Galactic Republic any other way than fully legitimate. Alright. Let's see if that's done. Well, your payment has been processed. Thank you again for your continued business. And for your contract, I will send it over later tonight, after hours. Be on the lookout. I want a response quickly. Do not pull my chain on this. Okay? Perfect. Now, did you want to spend your credits here? Or are you going to save them for gas mileage? Fair enough. Then I will see you soon. On to the next chapter.